Kako, a Komomaida Curtain Call, a weekly program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and with the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown. On this day, February 23rd in 1948, at 2:45 a.m. in Hartford Hospital in Connecticut, I emerged from my mother's womb. I always say that one's birthday is the real your Mother's Day. After all, she remembers it a lot better than do you. So I want to express my gratitude to her for giving me life. I hope, in some small way, I have done something to be worthy of her effort. On February 15th at the Honorable Tavares Community Center in Pukalani, Maui Taiko and the Maui County Office of Economic Development presented two sold-out performances of Swingposium by the San Jose, California Taiko. This show combined taiko, jazz, swing dance, and theater to tell the story of what it was like to be a Japanese American in the 40s, specifically in California. The story was told by Mika Dio, how her father was taken, how they were rounded up and shipped off first to Manzanar and then to Heart Mountain in Wyoming, how she was convinced to attend a dance, met her boyfriend Paul, played by Ryan Takamiya, and what transpired in the camps. The Kinkekalike Na'ali'i Swing Band, under the direction of Casey Nagata, provided the music, and they performed all the big hits like Swing, 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 and everyone had a great time. The taiko performances were particularly unique. I have never heard taiko providing rhythm for a swing band. Also, I have never seen drummers dancing with their drums. It was an immersive, interactive, thought-provoking experience, and given what we are going through today with unlawful detention of immigrants in concentration camps, it was a poignant reminder of where we are. Adaptations Dance Theater's Maui's Professionals Contemporary Dance Company presented 3 world premieres at the Iao Theater this past weekend. They have been doing an annual Bring It Home concert for 10 years. These are dance concerts that feature dancers and choreographers who have ties to Maui but have gone on to dance careers elsewhere. Since 2016, they have been trying to get one of Maui's most accomplished dancers, Hiroki Ichinose, to come back. Mr. Ichinose began his dance training at 3 years old at MAPA and went on to get a BFA in Dance and Computer Programming from NYU's Tisch School of the Arts. He was a soloist at the Staatstheater Nuremberg Ballet from 2015 to 2018, and then he joins the Göteborg Operans Dance Company until last year when he took a sabbatical. He has a permanent contract with them. They are described as one of Europe's most foremost contemporary dance companies, featuring dancers from 20 countries. Because of that sabbatical, he was available finally to come home, and boy, was it worth the wait. He came here in January and started to work on his piece, The Search for Something I Didn't Know I Needed. Choreographed to Come Into My Arms by November Ultra, Mr. Ichinose describes the work as, quote, a love letter to my 16-year-old self, unquote, his pursuit of a career internationally and on the mainland, and, quote, I'm reminded that community endures and that home remains ready to receive you with open arms, unquote. The piece was performed by Ella Craft, Carly Jo List, Elise Monson, and Emily McKeon. The work began with the house lights up. Ms. Monson releases Ms. McKeon, and she begins to roll off the stage while Ms. Monson performs a classical solo. Then the house lights go out. And we see a highly energetic movement with duos and trios, and finally all 5 dancers. And then it stops. The lights change, and so does the mood. Mr. Ichinose has the dancers interacting with each other, and then they form human sculptures throughout the dance. He has various members perform solos and duos. There are calisthenic moves as well. One of the characteristic moves is reaching out. The piece ends with Ms. McKeon rolling back onto the stage. She and Ms. Monson perform a glorious pas de deux that is both classical and contemporary in its movements. The piece concludes with Ms. Monson rolling away from Ms. McKeon, and we have come full circle. What a piece. It fully realized his choreographic philosophy. It captured joy, play, curiosity, and genuine human connection, while presenting virtuosic movement and dynamic musicality, which allowed the audience and the artist to share the experience fully. The opening piece was choreographed by Emily McKeon, who has performed in every Bring It Home concert. Her dance, When We Notice, was choreographed to two tunes by Alluvium Movie Night, Revisited, and Beyond the Moon, from Someone in Reverse. It was performed by Joey Anderson, Carly Jo List, Ella Craft, Elise Monson, and Katie Whitaker. The work was highly dramatic. A single spotlight shone from the ceiling, forming a smoky, dramatic triangle. Ms. List began on the floor. There was a good deal of floor work in this piece. The soundtrack is larghissimo, very slow, but the movements were rapid, and then the dancer stopped abruptly. There were several moments throughout the piece when the pose of the dancer in the spotlight was mirrored by other dancers on the stage. The piece concluded with Ms. Monson in the spotlight, and at the end, she was joined by They Anderson. It was a great start of an inspiring evening of dance at the highest level. The final work in the show was choreographed by one of ADT's founders and artistic director, Hallie Hunt. This work, called Solus, featured Joey Anderson, Carly Jo List, Ella Craft, Elise Monson, Emily McKeon, and Katie Whitaker. Ms. Hunt also did the costumes and created the soundscape, editing several different compositions together, so some of it overlaps, repeating, or there is a small section of music that was reversed to, quote, create a dreamlike, unstable feeling, unquote. The pieces were Aurora Borealis, Stephen Price, Where or When, The Flamingos, Stardust, Martin Denny, Mood, Vencelas Katz, La Symphonie des Escars, Zaho de Sagazin, Y Cielo una Stanza by Mina. So, when one comes to an ADT performance, not only does the audience experience world-class dancing, but also get exposed to new and unique set of great sounds. The piece opens with Ms. McKeon bound at the waist. The rope goes off stage. She struggles with it until she is freed, where she joins They Anderson for a pas de deux, where both They Anderson and Ms. McKeon were equals. The rest of the dancers joined in, featuring various solos. Then the lights went out. A spotlight came on center stage to reveal Ms. Monson in a gold dress that reminded me of the one Elisa Liu wore in the Olympics. She performed a sensuous solo, and then the entire company partnered with her. Next, it was Katie Whitaker's solo turn.
Dessus des nuages, et moi je suis de ces oiseaux.
Ms. Whitaker is also celebrating her 10th year with the company. Ms. Hunt consistently challenges her dancers and creates heartfelt, deep, sensitive, and yet thoroughly entertaining dance. She is a treasure we are fortunate to have. Dance is an art form that rises or falls on the way it looks, and great lighting is sine qua non production element of the art form. Vince Pinelli was responsible for making this show look so gorgeous. Dawn Harper did the sound design. ADT will be presenting another Bring It Home on August 28th to 30th. Don't miss it. Well, that's Curtain Call for this week. Mahalo nui loa for joining me. I'm Paul James Brown. Maui strong. Ahui ho.